my beautiful pupparoos. My name is Taylor. It is so wonderful seeing you here today. Today, I'm going to be going over all of the Create a Sim mods that I use for The Sims 4. I have done this exact video before, but that was a while ago, and it is definitely time to make an updated one. Before we get into this video, I first want to apologize for my voice. My voice is a little scratchy, but hopefully it's nothing too distracting. And also, if you like this sim that I'm using right now, this is actually a sim that I created as a life and death Create a Sim challenge. If you guys would like to watch my attempt at the challenge and get all of the Sims CC links and see the life sim, I will be leaving the link to the video in the eye in the corner. You should totally go check it out. Okay, so the first mod is my CAS background. I actually created this background myself a while ago, but it is just a default replacement that changes the CAS background to this plain blue color. I know it's very simple, but that's actually the main reason that I love it. When I take screenshots of my Sims in CAS, I have to get rid of the background before I can use the picture for my thumbnails. This background just makes that so much easier. And blue is one of my favorite colors, so of course it had to be blue. If you don't want to use my CAS background, but you'd like one in general, I'd recommend searching Tumblr or Pinterest. I found some really nice ones on those sites. The Stand Still in CAS mod is an absolute must-have mod for me. As you can see, my sim is basically just completely frozen. As the name suggests, this mod prohibits your Sims from doing their annoying animations while you're trying to create them. I find it so much easier to create Sims when they're not constantly moving around, especially with certain cults. It drove me absolutely crazy whenever my vampires would just like hiss and growl at me, or my spellcasters would play with their magic, just whatever. They don't do any of that with this mod, and it is so nice. It's so much easier to create Sims. Talking about the position of the sim in CAS brings me to my next mod, the Controlled Positions CAS Tuning mod. This mod adds a few different features, and it seriously makes Create a Sim so much better. The first feature is the custom fingernail position. With this mod, when I go into the fingernail section to do my Sim's nails, you can see that they will actually put their hands in front of them like so. It's so great. It's so much nicer in my opinion. This pose is also really helpful if you want to put rings on your Sims. You can use it to see how the rings look a little bit easier. Another feature that I really love with this mod is that when you go into the tattoo section to put tattoos on your Sim no longer moves automatically to show you the tattoo. So for example, if I were to position my Sim like this and go ahead and apply this tattoo, my Sim did not move whatsoever. It used to drive me absolutely crazy when they moved all the time, but this mod eliminates that issue. The final feature that I absolutely love is the improved CAS camera for younger ages. So I'm gonna have to get a child Sim up in here. Here we go. I always hated how the kids and toddlers were like so far away from you before, but with this mod, it basically just zooms in and allows your Sims to take up the entire screen, regardless of their age. It is so nice. Like, if I swap between ages here, you can see that they are much closer to you than they would be without this mod. I literally can't even begin to describe how much I love this mod. It just improves CAS so much. The More Columns in CAS mod allows you to have up to 5 columns in Create a Sim. I just feel like with how much content is in the game now, it is so useful. It's especially useful if you do own a lot of the packs or if you use a lot of custom content. It just makes it so much easier to browse the options because you can simply see more of them at a time with this mod. Like, even with this mod, I am still scrolling forever and I haven't even hit any of my custom content yet. Like that is a lot of options to scroll through with just 2 columns, and I feel like it's so much easier with more. I really recommend this mod. The More Traits in CAS mod adds more trait slots for your Sims. Usually there's only 3 slots here, but because I have this mod, I have 5. What I really love is that it's not just for adults. It adds at least 1 additional trait slot for every age except for infants. It obviously just allows you to give your Sims more traits, which allows them to have a bit more personality. I just really love it. While Create a Sim is already organized into specific categories, the Tidy CAS mod organizes the content even further. As you can see, when I go into certain sections of CAS, there are these little dividers throughout the options. For example, this one shows me that all of these options are in the forehead crease section of the skin details. And if I scroll down, you can see that all of these options are in the the mouth crease section. It also does the same thing for accessories. As you can see here, these are all divided into little sections. And if I go back into tattoos, you can see that it also does the same thing here. It just makes it so much easier to see what content is on what layer, which comes in handy if you're like me and you like layering a bunch of different details on top of each other to get a more unique look. I highly recommend this mod. The CAS lighting overhaul changes how lighting works in Create a Sim. There are 4 different options, so you can choose whichever one you prefer. I personally use the neutral spotlit lighting. That's the one that I like the best for my game, but all of the options get rid of the blue and green backlights that can sometimes just look so weird, to be honest. Regardless of what option you choose, I can guarantee the CAS will look so much better. The next mod is the No Randomized Makeup and Accessories mod. So if I add a new sim here, you can immediately see that there is no makeup and no accessories on this sim. Even if I randomize them a few more times, you can see that none of these randomized sims will have makeup or accessories on them. This mod just works to improve the randomly generated outfits. What I really love about this mod is that it also affects randomly generated townies in-game as well, so they won't walk around with outfits that are as weird as they normally do. I mean, they're still going to be a little odd sometimes, but it is still a massive improvement. The Always Full Edit Mode mod eliminates the need to use the cheat bar to enable full edit mode in Create a Sim. When you have this mod in your game, it is always on by default. I know before I found it, sometimes I would forget to turn full edit mode on, and then I would have to go back out of CAS just to turn it on and load CAS again. It's very minor, but it saves me a bit of time. The No EA Lashes mod is an absolute must-have if you use custom lashes. Let me just remove her lashes for now. Oh, let me get rid of her eyeliner because it has some eyelashes as well. So there we go. She has no lashes right now. And you can see that even if I click on her eyes and I switch the eye preset to one with the black EA lashes, you can see that she does not have them. So now you don't have to go through and specifically click on an eye that does not have the eyelashes already on them. Just none of them have them, which is it's so much nicer. It is an absolute must-have if you use custom lashes, because obviously the EA lashes do not interfere with the look of your custom ones when you use this mod, which I absolutely love. I do not remember what lashes I gave her before I took them off. We'll just give her those ones. The 100 base game traits pack adds a bunch of new traits that you can give your Sims. There are 5 different parts to this pack, each focusing on different things. For example, the first part focuses on your Sim's own simulation and emotional response. I'm not going to go through every single trait that is added specifically because that would just take forever, but a few of the traits that are added are heroic, gentle, emotional, moody, optimistic. There are so many others, and I would totally recommend that you check out the original post to see the list of all of them. The next mod is the Lifetime Aspirations Reworked mod. As the name suggests, this mod basically just completely overhauls the in-game aspirations. It gets updated with each new pack, so the aspirations are reworked regardless of the pack. It also adds a few new aspirations altogether, including some specifically for elders, which I absolutely love. It's not going to look much different in Create a Sim, so maybe it wasn't the best to include in a CAS mods video, but I don't know, whatever, here we are anyway. While I don't use many custom sliders literally at all, I do have 2 in my game currently. The one that I use more often is an eyebrow slider. I'm gonna have to take off her hair in order to access it, but this adds a slider that allows you to change the thickness of your Sim's brows. by clicking and dragging on this part of your Sim's eyebrow, you can make any brow thin or thick regardless of the thickness of the brow originally. Let me just give her sort of what it was before. I don't really remember. And even though she kind of rocks being bald, I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna give her hair back. There we go. I always seem to forget about this one, honestly, but the other slider that I have in my game right now is a hip dip slider. In order to properly see it, I am going to take off her skirt. Sorry about that, girl. You use it by clicking on the front of your Sim's foot here and dragging up and down. I really need to use this more often. I forget about it every single time I'm actually creating a Sim. It's actually a problem. Okay, but that was actually the last mod, so that is where I'm going to wrap up this video. If you guys know of any other mods that I didn't mention, feel free to let me know of them in the comments below. I would absolutely love that. I can always use more mods. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like, hitting the subscribe button, as well as the bell so you never miss another video. I hope that you all have an incredible day. I love you all so much. Bye guys!